room, you in the press room, working on our Stars Hot-Tronic heat press, using all the vinyl, making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up. I'm out your way.
Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes. He said he caught me though.
We get our rent paid.
Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
That don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops? What's up, Smokey? I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Craig pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing. Go ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
What they say? They said it's slow for real.
I'm about to just ask boss when we get our job that night.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
And, y'all actually won an award, the Boss Mag 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Y'all won for that media outlet thing.
Man, I don't even know. Yeah.
Like y'all won. He didn't even know he won it.
What'd you say? Who was it?
You won the Boss Magazine 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Congratulations.
That's lit.
Who be the top?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Peanut, aka Dash Resource Man, CEO of Dash Resource Man, where I teach you how to sell stocks not dope. You can literally go on Amazon right now, get my book for free, man. This is really a good opportunity for you guys to literally go to our YouTube right now to subscribe to my YouTube page, which is Dash Resource on YouTube. And also the Legendary People Podcast, man, where we drop legendary content like you're seeing right now, man. Like I said before, there's no legend higher. And I promise you, when it comes to what we do here on this podcast, we literally highlight people who have done legendary things in our backyard. Pause, of course. but let's start out with our sponsors, of course. So if you guys get hungry for breakfast, make sure you gotta go down to Sheets. Make sure you go down there and get that breakfast, man. Holla out my bro Karan, Ron C, my man Shorty, man. Go down there, man. My mimosas are the best down there. Go down there and ask for the peanut mimosa. You feel me? You know the vibe, man. The champagne and all that in there. If you guys get hungry for lunch, make sure you guys go down there to Agnes All Natural Grill. If you guys are ever injured in an accident, make sure you guys contact attorney Michael Wright. And also, if you guys want to go shopping for something, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't holiday season, but if you're going to buy something, before you go to Amazon, go to theshoparea.com. It's like the baby Amazon. Everything's free from the store to your door in 4 business days, man. Of course, Dash Resource, sell stocks not dope every Sunday, 8 o'clock p.m. T-shirtking247.com. And I'm done trying to promo, man. Go buy something, man. Buy some shirts, cop some merch, man. Be a capitalist, not a victim, man. But I'm not here to talk about me, man. I got my bro in the building. Literally, man. My bro, man. Like, literally from the lunch table, man. He's still able, man. My bro. Reesie, baby, a.k.a. Young Reesie dude, whatever y'all want to call him, man. Hey, what's good, bro?
What's poppin', bro? What's poppin'?
Everything golden, man. So, listen, man. Here on the Legendary People Podcast, there's a thing called The Origins. Without further ado, where'd you grow up?
Man, a little bit of everywhere, but I remember being, for most of my childhood, the Soda Bass Courts.
The Bass?
Yeah.
The Bass.
I grew up in the Soda Bass. You know, we stayed there for a little bit. My mom, me and my mom, my pops, my sisters. It was wild because it's the Bass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I will say this. One thing the projects taught me was, like, even though, like, it may be fighting inside the projects, everybody that lives in there sticks together.
Right.
So, like, when I tell you, like, it's people in the Bass that used to hate each other. You know, at least back then, they hated each other. But if somebody from the Bass came over there, that shit wasn't going. And
right.
then, you know, from the Bass, we moved to Dayton View.
We ain't going too far because we in your early beginnings. So,
yeah.
Like, who are some of your day one friends?
Man, for a while, to be honest.
We already got somebody checking in on the comment section. Lord knows we got Dominique DKNY Yummy. Make sure you guys go support her business. She been advocating for herself to be on this podcast. It's going to happen one day. It's going to happen one day. She said my favorite Dayton rapper for sure, man. So
I appreciate it.
So like early beginnings.
Early beginnings, like friends, like I have friends, but a lot of them, you know, the goal is to not stay in the projects forever. You know what I'm saying? So even back then, like the goal was to not stay in the projects forever. So a lot of my friends would leave before we even got a chance to really lock in. So for the beginning of my life, most of my best friends were pretty much a lot of my cousins.
The wolf just checked in. Reese!
Steve Ernest.
He that guy for sure.
My guy, what's going on?
And Steve Ernest has one of the most legendary stories on this podcast.
Man,
today. I love you, King.
Episode.
Love you, Wolf.
Love this episode.
But go ahead.
But yeah, like so my cousins Tay.
Yeah.
My cousins Troy and them, they pretty much were my best friends.
What's Troy Reed?
Not Troy Reed. Troy Miles.
Okay.
Shout out to Troy Miles.
Yeah.
I know Troy Reed though.
Yeah, brother's my bro.
Yeah, shout out to Troy Reed.
Shout out to Troy Reed and Troy Miles.
Troy Miles. Man, so like my cousins were pretty much like my brothers. You know what I'm saying? They were around for, you know, a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, helped make me tougher. Mm-hmm. You know, I was one of those kids that was I didn't know how to hone my emotions. Mm-hmm. So like when I would get upset, you know, I would tear up. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't understand anger. You know what I'm saying? But my cousins, they toughened me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so shout out to them.
Word. So like, what were some of the things that like you saw growing up in that area?
Man,
growing up early.
Man, the Bass had everything from basketball tournaments to, man, you see people get shot, you know what I'm saying, on a regular basis. Like, I never forget, I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. My uncle came in the house with, you know, leg torn up, you know, a bullet wound all in his leg. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, like, I said that in a rhyme once, but like 6 years old, I committed suicidal mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like mentally, I seen I wouldn't even say homicide, but I seen the danger of what the streets could do early. You know what I'm saying?
So like you had your mom and your dad. Well, wait, we can't fast forward past the point of that. Like, what was your very first thought seeing your peoples come inside the house and they were shot or wounded? Like, what was the explanation that you heard? And how did you interpret it? Man,
I really, at the time, I really didn't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But most kids, when they see stuff like that, they scared and they stray away from it. I was wide-eyed to it. I wanted to see what was going on. Mm-hmm. I think, over the years, that's kind of been like a gift and a curse for me. Like, I got to know what's up. You know what I'm saying? But, instead of looking away or, I don't even think I was scared by it. Mm-hmm. I remember just wanting to see what it was.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So like, what elementary school did you go to?
Wagaman.
Okay.
I'm a Wagaman elk.
I'm
a Wagaman elk.
So like, what kind of student were you?
Man, to be honest, I was a straight A student.
Word?
Yeah, man. Like, I'm a genius, man.
Word.
I'm a genius.
Okay.
Nah, I don't know about that, but
man,
listen, I was
on it.
Walking
your purpose, King.
Yeah, I was determined to be. I've always been determined to be like when I do something, I'm gonna be the best at it. Mm-hmm. I hate school though. But even then, like if I was gonna be there, I was gonna kill it. Plus, my moms and pops, they weren't playing that. Like, you bring home good grades, like
So like that was my next question. So you had mom and dad in the house. Yeah. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got I had 3 sisters that lived with me, mm-hmm. and I had an older brother and a little brother that didn't live with me.
Okay.
But my mom and dad, like, still together now, have been together my whole life.
Mm-hmm. So like, what was your interaction at home? Like, what was your early life like at home?
Man,
your upbringing.
It was cool, man. It was cool. Like I can't ever think of a time where we didn't need for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it was legally or illegally. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And my mom was always a worker. Like my mom probably the hardest worker I've ever met. My mom might be the strongest person I ever met.
Right.
And I'm not gonna say might be. My mom is the strongest person I ever met.
Right. But
my mom and father, it was loving. Like it was that black love that they talk about on TV now. Like my parents was like that in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's hard.
Yeah, they kept you know, they, you know, of course, just like anybody, they made mistakes.
Of course.
You know, like.
What were some of the things like you saw, like you, like in hindsight? Because to me, when I look at like my parents, like I love my parents. I think my dad is the GOAT. My mom is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But I still know the certain things. Like when I see now as a parent looking back now, being in relationships and stuff like that. What were some of the missteps you think like you've seen them to go through?
You know, I'm my mom's oldest, and like I was the oldest boy in the house. So, you know, I know for sure there were times where we probably could have fixed it with a conversation. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were times where it was just, you know, there are going to be times where they upset and they yelling and screaming when I could have, you know, I probably would have benefited more from just having a normal conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like, I was a bright kid from as long as I can remember. So a lot of things I understood early.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and it could have been like, I know like my father had been to prison a couple times when I was real young. So, you know, I know my mom was doing the best she could, you know what I'm saying? So, and raising 3 or 4 kids, sometimes while your mate is, you know, locked down, it's frustrating. You know, and then I got my father who, you know, when he, you know, was a hard worker himself too. You know, he doing stuff that, you know, potentially risking his life. So you anxious, you know what I'm saying? You nervous. Like I will say this, my parents never just like beat on us. That wasn't, you know, that we wasn't in that type of vibe. One thing I can't say I learned from my parents that I picked up was like, I always hear parents say, you know, like, I ain't your friend, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my dad don't rock that way. Like my dad is my best friend.
So like during this time where your dad was locked up, like what kind of correspondence did you have with him? Was it visitation? Was it writing letters? Was it any of those things that, you know what I'm saying, like you would typically think of when someone is locked up?
I definitely visited my pops.
Okay. Walk us through that first visit.
Man, I was young. I just remember it was all of us in a room with a bunch of people. And my uncle always say this, like, my uncle used to always say this when my dad was locked up. The hardest part about going to go see somebody locked up is that you can't take them with you. You know what I'm saying? I do remember like not understanding why daddy couldn't come with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so but you know, like I said, my mom's held it down. She never missed a beat, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to that queen.
And so it was, you know, of course we missed them, but shit, we was rocking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We was rocking.
So like, to not get too much into the case, but like, what was your dad locked up for, to your understanding?
Oh, drugs.
Drugs, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, at this point in time, do you look at selling drugs a different way than the average person would, or do you look at it to a point where it's like, okay, I understand, like, I can be locked up and still take care of my family kind of drugs?
Man, I kind of look at it. It's weird for me because, you know, you understand, like, because I'm one of those people that if I make a decision, and I got that from my father, if I make a decision.
Trisha Pearson's checked in and said, "Hey, Reese."
What's happening? I'm one of those people that understand, like, when you do something, you stand on whatever you do. Like, I'm willing to take whatever comes with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can see the comments now.
I'm willing to take whatever comes with it.
Yeah.
What's up, Auntie?
Yeah.
I'm willing to take. So, like, my father, that's how my father is. He, you know, he understood the reward.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he understood what could happen if things go left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you live and you learn to deal with it, and that's just kind of how we was. Like, we was always taught to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know, when punches are thrown, you're gonna get hit.
So, like, walk us through your fondest childhood memory. And look, the comments love you right now. Some of your favorite rappers don't get as many comments during a Legendary People podcast transmission. So
yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
So, like walk us through your fondest childhood memory.
It was a Christmas.
It got to be that one. Yeah.
Got to be a Christmas, man. I was a wrestling fanatic. I still love wrestling.
I love wrestling too.
I still love wrestling to this day, man. I was
Nikita.
Man, listen.
She may want to get back in.
Listen.
But go ahead.
Much, man.
I got to.
Man, my mom. One year, like, you know, it's a bunch of stuff under the tree, but it ain't much for me though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one big box though.
Yeah.
And my mom like, nah, you gotta wait. I opened I had like maybe 4 or 5 gifts, but I opened the.
He can see our comments, by the way.
She had this big box, and when I opened up this box, bro, when I tell you it was so many wrestlers in this box.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what it's like to hit the lottery for $1 million, but that had to be the closest thing to hitting the lottery.
That's hard.
Was to get Shawn Michaels and Roddy Roddy.
Yeah, what?
In a box, bro.
In a box.
Man, listen, shout out to my mama, bro.
Sweet chin music.
Her my pops, bro, put 1,000. It wasn't 1,000, but it felt like 1,000.
Close enough.
It was close enough.
Yeah.
In my eyes, it was 1,000 wrestling men in that box, man.
That's hard.
So that's one of my fondest memories right there.
Yeah, man. So I mean, since we're there, what is your worst childhood memory?
Worst childhood memory. At least being young. The first funeral I went to, I was only like 9 or 10 years old.
9. So like,
I lost my grandmother in '96.
Grandma. Shout out to Grandma Love for sure.
Yeah, I lost R.I.P. to my grandmother Nancy.
For sure. So like, how old was you when you lost her?
I was about 9.
9.
9.
And you remember vividly?
I remember everything.
Yeah.
I remember her being alive, and then like, cause she battled with she was diabetic. She battled with diabetes and a bunch of other stuff. But I remember her being alive, being at home. I also remember visiting her in the nursing home. The next thing I remember is, you know, going to a funeral at like 9 or 10 years old. That would probably be, at least being young, that's probably one of the worst memories I remember having.
Word. So all right. So not to stay too much there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We go through the course of life and death, and that's certain things that paint who we are as a person. It kind of like, it's things that we can't take off of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody painted on us, it's stuck to us. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's kind of where it is. So, how was middle school for you, and what middle school did you go to?
Shout out to McFarland. It ain't even
McFarland.
McFarland ain't even
McFarland was in McFarland.
And they used to call him McDirty. All of us wasn't dirty.
Yeah.
My pops and them kept us together. So.
Tell me what the vibe was like at McFarland from your perspective.
McFarland was a jungle. McFarland was a jungle, man. You had to be, like, I ain't gonna say everybody was hard, but you had to be tough.
Okay.
To get and I played. That's when I played football in McFarland.
Okay.
So you know I got love, and that's when I found my love for rap. That was like the first time I started
putting bars together.
Putting bars together, rapping at lunch tables. That's where I met a couple of the pals and the Davises. Like
who are some of the people that are prominent?
Shout out to Nick Davis.
Nick Davis.
Nathan Davis. Nevin Davis.
Nigga, wait, nigga, did you name like 3 people or you name 1 person?
3 people.
Are they all related?
All related. They all related to the Powell family. Darren Powell.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they all
Deep Powell, yeah.
That's all they brother. You know what I'm saying?
I know Deep Powell. I
met a lot of them. Let me see. Man, it was so many of us on the football team. I met Coach Red at McFarland, who later on, you know, worked at Metal Deal. He ended up passing away from cancer. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul for sure.
Man, I met a lot of good people at McFarland, man. McFarland was a real dope place.
So was football something like you found a bunch of interest in, or was it just something like just to pass the time? Because you did.
To be honest, my dad wanted me to play football.
Okay.
I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I'm not going. When I did play it, I loved it, but it wasn't. You know, it wouldn't have been my first choice. You know, I think it was cool, and then I got hurt my 8th grade year.
How?
In the middle of a scrum, broke some. I think the doctor called them growth plates in my wrist, and since I couldn't get down in the 3-point stands, I wasn't allowed to play. You know.
Wow.
So after that, that's when I really found my love for rap.
Okay.
Because I wasn't playing football no more, so rap started to take a lot more of my time.
So we always like to ask people who, you know what I'm saying, who find interest in music is, who were some of your early musical influences?
Before I realized who I loved in rap for real, it was the Hot Boys.
Okay.
I used to tell people I was going to be the 5th Hot Boy.
What?
Dead ass.
What Reesie do would have been the 5th Hot Boy?
Man, I had, and this might show my age just a little bit.
Go ahead.
I had a Guerrilla Warfare on tape.
Okay.
And I played that motherfucker till
the fucking tape popped.
Till the springs popped off.
Yeah.
Like the boombox might have lit on fire.
Yeah.
Man, oh my God, bro. And then then when I found out how young Lil Wayne and Turk were,
yeah.
Man,
that was motivation.
Man, I thought I was gonna be a hot boy. Them, my cousin. You know, you always got that one older cousin that put you on the stuff.
Of course, yeah.
My cousin Reesie, she used to play Master P.
Yeah.
Ghetto Dope.
You got comment sections. Got comments going on.
What's up, Mark? Shout out. What's up? That's my guy, Mark. He always call me Maestro because the way I put words together.
Yeah, word.
But of course, you know, my pops was West Coast heavy, so like it was like Warren G was probably my favorite rapper at first.
Warren G, that's hard.
Warren G was probably my favorite rapper at first. I could probably rap Regulator frontwards and backwards.
Regulators! Mount up!
Listen, I could probably rap Regulators, and then I don't know how many of y'all know about Big Mike.
Yeah.
But it was a rapper named Big Mike. Man, I ain't heard Big Mike in years. But,
yeah.
And my dad was a big E40 fan too. Mm-hmm. Sugar. That's my sister. Like, bro, I ain't gonna be mad.
But yeah.
You know, like, so it was, for real, man, it's crazy how my style ended up developing to what it is. Because I was big on.
I just thought about that. You make it rain.
Yeah.
Money ain't a thing.
Yeah.
And I put that sprinkle on there, and now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's later on in the interview, guys. Sorry.
But yeah, man, like I was West Coast heavy. You know, of course, I love the Pox and the.
Of course.
But like just
gravitate towards music was a different type of conversation.
But like the West Coast and the South, even though they didn't give the South respect like that, like Scarface, and matter of fact, one of the first songs I ever learned by heart was.
Somebody said, "What up?"
Oh yeah, that's shout out to my cousin Lil Bill. What up, Lil Bill?
Yeah, you feel me? I show love to the comment. The legendary comment section is on his page today. Shout out to the legendary comments. Y'all are the legendary comment section today. Normally we put this on the Legendary People podcast, but we're doing a special thing for my bro Reesie, because this is my bro. So y'all are the Legendary People section today. So keep showing love, keep commenting. We're gonna read every comment on here, man.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. Your bro put you on.
Man, Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
Damn, what's the Mind Playing Tricks on Me?
Yeah.
My Mind Playing Tricks on Me was one of the first songs I learned.
Oh God.
This year Halloween fell on the weekend.
Hey.
Me and Ghetto Boys trick or treating.
Hey.
Robbing little kids for bags. Man, come on.
Let's go. Yeah.
Come on. Like, and so like, you know, Scarface, man, you know, like I was a West Coast and a South guy, you know, at least, like I said, at least I probably got to high school and I met you.
So eventually you venture out to Meadowdale, which is the school that I went to as well. So salute.
Shout out to Meadowdale.
So what led to you going to Meadowdale? Was it sports or was it just where you wanted to go?
So you remember back then they used to send out the sheet.
Yeah, and they let you pick.
It was damn near like drafting.
Yep.
You pick your and you put them in order from 1 to whatever it was, and they send you to whatever school. As long as they had openings, they'll send you there.
Yep.
All my cousins chose Meadowdale.
Okay.
So I chose Meadowdale. You know what I'm saying?
Ghetto jail.
Man, high school was wild, man, because like when you come from junior high and you go to high school, you realize, first of all, you notice that the girls are developing.
Way more developed.
Like, whoa, you wasn't just like that. You wasn't just like that in the 8th grade.
Yeah, I just saw you last summer.
Yeah.
I saw you last year.
You wasn't like that. And then you realize that a lot of people you may have grown up with are starting to become somebody totally different.
Right.
You know, even if that's not who they end up being, they starting to become somebody totally different.
Yeah.
And
there you go, my nigga. You my co-host, so read the comment section when they pop up. He
definitely said, "Oh man, listen, that's Master P with a little bit of Tupac. I take it.
Word.
I take it. It's definitely some of that in there."
This is the first time I got a chance to ask somebody, what was your first impression of me? You the first person to ever get a perspective.
Man, I thought, listen. So I had never been to a concert before, right?
Okay.
I'm in the 9th grade. You were, hey, what's up? What's up, Britt?
My best friend! What's good? Be down in the building!
Shout out to Britt.
Best. Love you. Alright, so first, nobody ever told me how they ever met me. This is the first time ever in Legendary People Podcast somebody gets to find out what was their first.
He was terrible. I'm just fucking with y'all. But you were the first person I ever seen rock a crowd.
Word.
Because you were doing ciphers in the lunchroom.
Yeah.
And I had only rapped in class.
Okay.
I actually battled Kevin Clay in
Kevin Clay.
Shout out to Kevin
Clay. That's the bro. That's the bro.
Look, yeah, she right. We used to be freestyling at the lunch table.
Yeah.
But I battled Kevin Clay in Mr. Hurwitz's class.
That's hard. That's legendary.
And so Kevin Clay introduced me to Dame.
Yeah.
And when Dame introduced me to you, shout out to Dame the Great too.
Shout out to Dame the Great for sure, my nigga. Like that's the bro for sure.
Shout out to Dame the Great. And
sure.
When I met you, you was rocking the lunchroom already.
Thank you.
I had never seen. Man, listen. When you only listen to music and never see it in person, it's different when you see somebody controlling half of the lunchroom.
Yeah.
Just with freestyling, because we wasn't writing that.
Yeah,
shit down,
hell
man.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? So my first impression was like, yo, I gotta meet, bro, and that's gotta be the homie. You
That's hard, bro. That's hard.
Shout out to G Money too.
Shout out to G Money.
Man, me and G Money go back.
G Money on the beat.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna come up later on, but me
you
and
know who made the beat.
Listen, shout out to G Money. That's my dog.
For sure.
But
shout out to bro. He got a legendary interview as well.
Yeah. But so, man, I just wanted to meet you, and I had a class with your sister.
Sissy.
I had
shout out to Sissy, man. I love you, sis.
I had a class. Shout out to her. She was real cool people, man.
Yeah.
And I seen you and her talking one day, and I'm like, when I heard you say you was about to go to lunch, and so I'm going to lunch too. I'm like, man, this is
you know what I'm doing at lunch.
So like I'm like,
I ain't eating. I'm in there.
Yeah, listen. So I'm
battle rapping. Let's get it popping.
I'm going to the table, and soon I'm just stand there until I get a chance.
Yeah.
And when I get a chance, I'm wrecking shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I knew what I really was doing then.
Right.
But I knew I planned on wrecking shit.
Right.
And man, like, no bullshit. I got it. And when I got it, I damn near didn't want to give it back.
That's hard.
Because it was different, man. You know, high school also separates you from your friends because y'all all go to different classes. Y'all go to, even though you do it in junior high, it's a small pond. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you may not eat lunch with none of your friends.
Facts.
And so like, man, we got the rocking at the lunch table. You know what I'm saying?
And read that big comment. I can't read it from here. That's all on the big screen.
I think you should have been signed a long time ago. You can hang with the best, hands down. Rock that motherfucker.
Look,
he want me to freestyle on the show. Look,
I said, yo, y'all know our end this. We gonna play an instrumental. We about to go in like old school. But so thank you so much for that. But like, I'm gonna give you my perspective from that point because I'm gonna do your butterfly fleck later. But at that point in time, bro, it was like you fit right in. Like it wasn't like we needed to bring you along. You already had your stuff together. Like you already had your punches together, your bars was together. It was super fucking dope. So smash your stuff down, legendary interview. So bro, like to see you in the middle of you doing your thing, bro, was one of the dopest things ever, bro. Because I always felt like, you know what I'm saying, like once. You know what I'm saying? You put it all together, you be what you are today. And that's what I always felt about you. So when I was not really a big bro to you, like during that point, because I was just a person that was there before you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't consider that being big bro. I was a person that was already there, already rocking out. I was like, for me, I was one class above you.
Yeah.
So I was already rocking out.
Right.
So to bring you along, it wasn't to bring you along. You came in, you was battling niggas, you was chopping niggas' heads off.
Facts.
Like, it wasn't like,
Yeah.
we didn't have to make room for you. You made room for yourself. It was the dopest thing ever, and I think you probably never heard me tell you that. You did not. We didn't make room for you. You made room for your fucking self, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Trav.
Trav, bro, get your Instagram back, bro, please.
Listen, we started a campaign. Give Trav his Instagram back. The Double Tap King.
The Double Tap King.
Give
Swear to God,
his Instagram back.
you will never see a big booty picture and Trav ain't liked it already. I swear to God. I swear on Jesus sandals, nigga. Everybody, you see any big booty and you go through the likes, Trav is in there.
Yeah,
But
shout out to Trav.
Shout out to Trav, bro. That's the fucking bro, man.
Yeah.
So like during this time, are you recording yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm not, man. I actually am not. I hadn't even learned how to write yet, bro.
Okay.
Listen, the first rap I ever wrote was Reesie, dude, guaranteed to leave you sleepy, dude. That was the first. That's when shout out to Mr. Hurwitz again, who came up with the after school program where we got the rap after school. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was the first time I had ever wrote. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to keep it going after that. It took a while for me to actually learn how to use, to actually be able to write.
Right.
Cause I was quick, you know what I'm saying? So the freestyling was easy, man. Writing was hard. Now it's kind of reversed. Now I could write with no problem though.
So I mean, you spoke about your about how you was a student during that time. What kind of student were you during this time when it come to high school? Cause I never know that. Like now as an adult, I want to ask you.
Yeah, at Meadowdale, I still was.
Read it.
He said y'all ain't shit.
Trav, shout out to Trav.
Trav, you know what?
Double Tap Trav, that's your new nickname.
Listen, bro.
Double Tap Trav, get your Instagram back, Brody.
Trav got on me earlier for throwing a stray at Applebee's on one of the joints.
Shout out to Trav, Double Tap Trav, we love you, bro.
Trav got on me, bro.
Yeah.
But
Double Tap Trav.
Man, I was still man, I had I think when I left Meadowdale, my grade point average was a 3.5.
Word.
Like I said, I never liked school, but I was good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just something that I was naturally good at.
So we like to ask legends here is if you could go back, what was one thing that you were good at or certain little pathways of things that you saw greatness in that you could have been good at if it wasn't rap? What one thing, if you think you put your complete focus in, you'd be completely great at if it wasn't music?
Probably be teaching. I probably would have been.
That's hard.
I probably would have been some type of. At one point in my life, I thought about becoming a teacher.
That's hard.
I probably would have been some type of English teacher. I've always loved words. Mm-hmm. I've always loved words. I've always loved the way they connect. I've loved poetry. I could have seen me being language artist.
Yeah, bro. You gotta be my co-star too. You gotta read it.
Brent, listen. So we went bowling last night.
Wait. Read it.
Brittany said, "I thought you was lying at bowling." Okay, 3.5. I told her.
Everybody know Brittany was overbound. One of the smartest people I ever met in my life is my best friend Brittany. Shout out to Brittany.
Last night I told her. I said, you was that top 3% class. Mm-hmm. I was in the 10% though.
Facts.
I was nice.
Why she think she don't know? She know a bunch of geniuses, bro.
Listen, I'm not IB nice, but I'm nice.
I'm BI nice. I'm BI nice.
Listen, shout out to April. April graduated with me too.
Shout out to April.
I appreciate that. I think I would have been a great teacher, man.
Yeah.
I think
for
sure.
Shout out to legendary comment section. Y'all going nuts. I love y'all. Keep going.
I appreciate every single one of you.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. But so being a teacher, are the things that you see today they ain't gonna stop. I love this. So being a teacher, is there anything that you would have seen today that you could have incorporated with what you know now with rapping, putting the rapping and being a teacher together? Do you think that could have been
I probably would have been viral.
Oh, that's hard.
I probably would have been viral. I probably would have been a rapping teacher, to be honest. Team IB. Team IB. Okay then, yeah, y'all was rocking though.
Yeah.
Y'all was
Yeah.
y'all was in y'all class, smarter than everybody, you know.
So eventually, you know what I'm saying, you graduate high school.
Yeah.
What is your plans after high school?
Man, my mother and father wanted me to go to college.
Okay.
My
And what was your plans?
To honestly, I did not know.
Okay. That's honest.
I started fucking around in the streets then, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I went on a nice little run and made a couple bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Was rapping though, like, and I was actually starting to write then too.
Okay.
Like actually starting to put together songs, and then this is when like Smack and them were becoming prominent.
Oh God.
And so like battle raps actually taught me how to write, like actually put my punchlines on paper.
There you go.
Because I was able to take that formula, and it was easier for me to write that way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I didn't realize that those, that's not how you put songs together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was, I was writing, and then my pops and my uncle took me to Mo Beats.
Mm-hmm.
I recorded my first mixtape at Mo Beats. RP
Mo Beats, man.
RP Mo Beats, man. And so my, and I remember like Mo showing me like big love. Mo was,
shout to Mo.
It was welcoming, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it.
Tell me one of your fondest memories of Mo.
Man, Mo, like, I never forget, I was rapping, and I didn't know nothing about song structure or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just knew, like, I wrote bars, I wrote hooks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, like, about 16s and all that. So, my father ended up teaching, because my father raps too.
Oh, word?
Yeah. My father raps too. And so, like, he taught me how to do an 8 count and, come up with a bar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2 4 counts pretty much. But, so, like, I never forget I was rapping and, like, it was time for the hook. And Mo stopped, like, whoa, what is you doing? And I'm like, I still got more. He like, nah, man, no, we going to do this right.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, I was at my rawest. So I think Mo was trying to catch lightning in a bottle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My biggest regret, though, was never going back and working more with Mo. You know what I'm saying?
So did you feel discouraged to a certain, like degree? Because, like, I recorded Mo before, and, like, Mo gave, like, for instance, like, you know how I rap.
Yeah.
Punchline. I'm the punchline champion. You want to put it like that, like, and it's not me just waving my flag. This is what people already like regarding me as. Mo will see that and be like, "You messed up one word," like, and like literally like send you all the way back to do it all over because you messed up on one word. When you
Mo is the reason I do that now. When I record verses,
that's hard.
If I mess up at the end, I'm doing the whole verse over. I don't punch in.
Yeah. Well, so be my co-host and read that long comment right there.
Do you think strong structure exists anymore with the current state of hip hop? Seems like a continuous run of a sentence now.
That is a good point. I listened to a song on my way out here today, and it was by 42 Doug.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do like the sentence structure because I do like rapid punches. Like for instance, so like if you rap like this, I rap, pap, cap. I'm like, yo, that's trash. Yeah. But now they're doing rap when I'm capping it. Sentence is happening. Sentence is happening. Sentence is happening. I'm like, it may seem like gibberish, but if you break down the punches, I like it better.
Okay, so like the longer hip hop has been around, just like hip hop being around a little longer, a lot of